What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the drone show. Got another one for you this weekend. I'm going to do something a little different. I mean, it's still sharpening and showing you stones and things, but this is going to be, it's a question I think asked by a lot of newbies and even some that have gone on to moderate level sharpening, right? Is what stones to use for what? Sometimes, back years ago, I struggled with that as well, thinking, do I need to have a 220 grit to progress from a dull knife up to, 10,000 grit to make sure my knife is sharp, or what do I need, right? Obviously, you learn that along the way, but maybe this video can help somebody, and I sure hope it does. But before we do all that, I want to say again, first of all, thanks guys, for all your support. It's always awesome. I don't know what I would do without you guys. You guys are the best. So I also, to support the channel, right, and to continue giveaways long into the future, and to bring more things for review, I've opened my Etsy store. Right now I just have some of the board wax in there, this stuff. I've got it up there in the 2-ounce size. I'll post a link for it in the description and in a pinned comment if you want to check it out. This is also going to be where I post my knives and things that I'm going to sell, or stones, whatever. So if you just check it from time to time, there'll be more stuff in there. I may even add stuff tonight before uploading the video, so you never know. Some other great news that I'm extremely excited about is NSK sent me a Kogyo Oboro knife, 800 grit, resin bonded diamond stone. I'm super excited about that. We're going to, because of Matt's generosity, we're going to pit it up against the FSK 1000 grit. I know that's not exactly fair, potatoes and tomatoes, and all that stuff, potatoes. That was what I couldn't remember. But it's close enough. So I'm super stoked. I've also got a Hokuto 1 400 grit and 1500 grit coming. Super pumped about that. Those things are supposed to be amazing. Something I also noticed on the side of the sticker of the lower grit, especially the Hokuto series, it said centered diamond grindstone. I didn't know they were centered. I thought they were just resin bonded, right? So who knows? Anyway, it's going to be fun, I'm sure. Today, the stones I'm going to use, just to give you a quick little rundown here, I've got my Arashiyama 1000 grit. Of course, they're not labeled or anything like that. I did my very own custom labeling, It's like a super amazing job there, right? Looks pro. I've got my Shapton Rockstar 500, baby. I am going to probably not use it, but I do have my Sharp All. It's the Diamond Stone, the 325 grit / 1200 grit. This thing is a beast. So coarse side, of course, there, coarse, of course, 325, and then the fine side, the extra fine, is 1200. Super smooth. There, you can see the difference. Actually, I'll show you something real quick. I showed this to Matt, and he was like, "Holy crap, that thing looks coarse." This is my 80 grit diamond plate from Chef Knives to Go. Look at that thing. Like, you could totally put all kinds of engagement rings together with that bad boy, right? So I use that mostly for flattening, like coarser grits, such as a 120, or anything lower. You can do it for even 220s, but I wouldn't really recommend it for that because it's not necessary. You can do it, it's just not necessary. But yeah, this is great for fixing knives, which is kind of what we're going to go over here. I've got a few others I'll show you, but the primaries we're going to, also my, forgot it was down there. I'm going to be using my ALTSTONE FUKAMI 300. I'm going to move this out of the way so I don't drip on it. There she is. Just got her in the old soak. Put the Arashiyama to the side here really quick. All right. So primarily I'm going to use the 300. I'm going to use the Arashiyama and the Rockstar. The type of knives that, what just happened there? The type of knives that that we're talking about are those that are extremely dull. So we got this guy here. It won't even cut butter probably. Like I can tear that and I can kind of make that go because I tore it, but it's not going to cut. Like if I go like this, I mean, that's not cutting anything. I'm not afraid to run my fingers over it. I mean, I'm kind of afraid because I'm just a wimp. But, you know, so there's that. And I'll give you a close-up of this guy. This is a friend of mine's, actually. I don't know what he did or what his kids did or what happened, but you can see these little indentations. Looks like maybe tried to hammer some nails with it. I really don't even know. But yeah, I see what's happening to you. We've got some pop-ups happening over my screen down there on the laptop. So yeah, you don't treat knives this way. It's just a Kiwi knife, a cheapie, right? But I mean, it's repairable too. It deserves love too. Even cheap knives get that, right? So anyway, before we go though, and move forward, I want to just remind you again, the giveaway is Wednesday. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel and that you make a comment in the last 2 weeks. The drawing is on Wednesday, which is the 2nd. So I'm giving away another ALTSTONE FUKAMI. So I appreciate you guys always. You guys are the best. I got some news about that coming up too, as well as I have some other things to review later, but we'll get to the meat and taters. So what I'm going to start with is I'm going to start with this badly damaged little Kiwi. That's a knockery, I guess, right? So I'm going to go ahead and bring out my ALTSTONE here. Let me grab my little rubber pieces. It's been a super short weekend. I don't know what it's been for any of you guys, but I hope that the week is just as short as my weekend was. My goodness. I need a little break. I did create a new video for Altways, so I'm super pumped about that. It's just a short little video for use on platforms that they demonstrate their stuff on, so that's kind of cool. All right, so first thing you want to check when you have something this badly damaged is just if there's any like pieces of the blade or the edge that are protruding one way or the other, so much so that you'll gouge your stone. Okay. And obviously something that's this badly damaged, you're going to want to use a lower grit stone, because I'm not saying you couldn't eventually get that out with a 1000 grit, but what you're looking to do here is grind away a lot of metal fast. So you need a lower grit stone. This ALTSTONE FUKAMI 300 grit is perfect. Okay. So to start this off, I guess the thing to say is, what are the different stones for? Lower grits are used for repairing damaged edges and for repairing badly dulled bevels. I think that's the best way to kind of sum those up, right? Let me turn this guy off. I forgot he was on. It's all kinds of crap going on today. That's my dehumidifier. It's finally gotten warm and humid enough here that that's kicking on. So we're going to just go ahead and, so again, take a look at those little spots, little spotty spots. And we're just going to do like we normally would with sharpening, but we're going to use just a little bit more pressure, and we're going to grind a little longer than we would. Normally we'd do the sections thing, you know. This time, what I'm going to do is long strokes, not for any reason other than I want to see how it feels and see how well we can take off those little spots. So here we go. Oh, and I owe you guys an edge shot of the Nakamura Homono because I totally forgot to give you that edge when I was done with it on the last video. So sorry about that, guys. That's my bad. I get a timeout for that. All right, here we go. Woo! Oh my. That thing was grinding in. You don't have to do it this way. I'm personally choosing to see how this feels against the stone, because as you heard the way that really sounded at first, this thing was it's in pretty rough shape and kind of digging. So I mean, you can totally do it the normal way, right? The like you're probably going to maybe get done faster this way. You can do more focal pressure if you do it this way. So you got your focus pressure on the bad spots if you come up to one of those dinged areas specifically. But, like I said, I want to feel how this knife and those damaged spots felt with long glides. Because another thing you got to remember too, right, is when you have an edge that's been damaged for some lack of care or abuse, it may not perform like it used to. So if you've got like kind of some bends or some jags or whatever, if it's not gliding properly, sure, you could fix these spots all you want if you focus on them, but if it doesn't glide right, it might not cut the same as it used to, right? So I'm gonna do that again just to make sure. And it feels kind of like it's okay. I don't think it's bent or greatly out of whack, but I'm just gonna keep it up. These knives are so thin. If you've never used a Kiwi, I mean, look at that thing. It is a flexing machine. And that, if you do pressure here, because if you look, I can flex that. So if I'm on the stone here, and I'm putting pressure where my thumb is, and I'm twisting, look at that. I can push that down. You have to be careful with these thinner knives. A normal, regular, good, real knife is not going to do that. I'm not saying Kiwis are bad. Please don't think I'm saying these are bad knives, because for what they are, these things slice. I've got a couple upstairs that I use just to kind of tool around with. These things, when you put a good edge on them, man, they will cut through air like crazy. So anyway, just remember that. But these thinner ones, just got to be careful with your pressure. I do believe we've already gotten that repaired with this ALTSTONE FUKAMI. I mean, I got to do the other side, of course, but of course we have a massive burr. There's no way to get around that when doing this kind of repair and this low of a grit. You are going to grind some metal. Yeah, we are. Wow. I mean, it's not that I doubted this stone, right? I know that it does great, but it just always surprises me. Opposite side. Here we go. Yes indeed. Such a noisy stone, I love it. Let you know it's really working. Boy, it's thundering upstairs. I can hear the thunder rolling. Okay. Let's check it. I'm a little shallow, I think, compared to the other side. Maybe not. Maybe that's just my imagination. Checking the burr. Looking at the edge. Living on the edge. Give it a little TLC like this. I did the other side, so why not, right? Let's be fair. All's fair in love and knives. I've got a giveaway item you guys are gonna love, but I gotta be secret about it. But man, I can't wait till I get to announce it. Oh, it's gonna be awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. We're actually good. So I'm gonna deburr real fast and then show you where that's at. Now, obviously what you would do is you would go on through the grits. I'm not gonna do that with this one. I'll do it later off camera. I don't want to make this an extra long video, right? Unless you guys want to see something like that. Can I see a show of hands? Oh wow, you guys want super long videos. Man, I love you guys. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and clean it off. Double check. I think I got a little bit of burrage, but that'll be fine. Obviously, because you're not quitting at 300 grit unless someone requests that, right? But I'll show you. If we go ahead and take a look here, look at that edge. Let me do it this way, maybe. Let me turn off the sun. Turn that one back on. It's not very focused, and I'm sorry, but you can see that those crazy ding marks are gone. We're gone. We have a brand new edge. And that was relatively quick. So, ooh, man, I really just cut the crap out of myself. So with that, right, what we're going to do is we're just going to show you at 300 grit. Obviously, this thing wasn't cutting before. It had a lot of nicks and stuff. If it did cut anything, it was going to stop at those areas. So, not being done, let's go ahead and look at that. We got a little hang back there. It's probably a burr, actually. It looks like it, yeah. So this thing's ready to go on to the next step. Like I said, I'm not going to do that with this one. I mean, I cut myself. I just dropped it on my hand. So that, I mean, that's sharp, right? Proof's in the pudding. So with that, that's the 300 grit / lower grit. It's designed for damaged or badly dulled knives. You can have a knife that's extremely dulled, like I don't know, like it's been neglected and chopped on a board, and the edge is not only rolled, but it hasn't been sharpened in years or something, you know. That's whenever you need those lower grits like that. 500 grit is one of those kind of, I don't want to say gray areas. You can use it for whatever you want. I'm not, this is sounding like it's a conspiracy theory, and I apologize. 500 grit is a low grit, but it is also a grit that you can set a bevel with, especially with these Rockstars and Shapton Glass 500s. It's a great grit for some of the kind of repairs like we just did, or the next step, right? So taking that knife that I just did, and I'll probably use this on that knife, and then I'll go to 1,000. But you can skip the 300 in some instances and use this Rockstar, or like I said, Shapton Glass 500. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to not continue. I'm going to move on to the medium grit, which again, I kind of think that you can call the 500 a medium grit, right? It's still coarse enough that it can do some heavy lifting. But when I think medium, I think 600, 700, 800, 1,000, 1,200 grit. So that's where this Arashiyama's coming in. which is a stone I absolutely love. Some people don't like it. It's friable, so you get a lot of particles, but I like it. It's a really good stone. It works really well, sharpens quick, does its job. So we're gonna take that big old honking beast, which I showed you in the beginning, didn't cut squat. I'm gonna go ahead and use some this here. Actually, I'm gonna put some more filtered water in it because that is full of 300 grit down there. And I'm not gonna change the water and pause the video for that. So we'll just go ahead and use this this filtered water on the Arashiyama, but for no other reason than I'm lazy. So let's go ahead and get her in. Good old splash and go. I love the Arashiyama. How many of you guys have used and love your Arashiyamas that have them? I really love them. All right, here we go. This thing's like a sword. Good Lord. It's a sword, good Lord. Now, being that this thing's kind of dull, I mean, it's dull enough it's not really cutting paper. It kind of cut once it hooked and tore a little bit. You could really go lower than that, than the 1000, but just using a little bit of pressure, like a little bit more than you normally would, will get the job done. I should have used the King Neo. It's an 800. Actually, if this doesn't feel like a good enough burr on this pass, I'm gonna go ahead and do just that. Oh no, we're good. What a great, 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 great stone. You can see metal particles, but like I said, the stone's very friable. You get a lot of its grit coming off when you sharpen. I like that about it. It adds to its abilities. This is a German stainless steel. It's the Browne Halco with the X50 CR MOV 15. They're good knives. That steel's a good steel. I don't mind it at all. I can get it razor sharp. And I can't wait to review those DMD stones they sent me. And like I said, I know they're 1x6s, but man, they're pretty versatile. Actually, I got a burr, but maybe we will do the 500 or the Neo. Let me do something here real quick. That's just not a massive burr. That's all. I'm just being noited out. No, we're good. We're good. Round 3. Don't ever doubt yourself. Don't ever second guess yourself. Back to work tomorrow. Man, I'm not kidding though. I'm super, super stoked about that NSK. And thank you guys at NSK. I really appreciate it. That has a great deal of meaning to me. Simply because, like, they're supposed to be, the Oboro knives are supposed to be some of the fastest cutting, but prettiest finishing resin bonded diamond stones out there. I don't know. I've never used one. This is simply other users' claims. But yeah, I'm anxious to find out, and I'll do that with you guys. I'm not even going to open the package until I do it on camera. And that's going to be hard for me. So I'll be going in blind, and we'll be going in blind together. All right, we got a good burr. I'll look at it under this little Carson microscope here, just to make sure that we're good enough on the tip. Okay. All right. I'm gonna give this some long strokes on this one too, just for a few, just because. But we're gonna go ahead and do it. This is a particularly kind of hard 1000 grit stone. It's got a lot of character, great feedback. You can usually get the Arashiyama fairly inexpensive too, around $40 I think. Roughly, yeah, right in there. Worth every penny. The ALTSTONE FUKAMI though, that does seem to sharpen quicker, but I'm just changing it up a little bit, you know, just showing different stuff, and you know, different people like different things. I believe these are magnesia bonded or something. I have to double check that. I can't believe I forgot that. My brain's so filled with information that I forget most of it. I got my 400 grit 135 millimeter what do you call it, nano resin bonded plate. That thing's a beast, and I don't mean a beast in its size, because clearly that one was designed to be smaller. I'll show you in a second, but its diamond content is crazy. Get that back. Oop. I'm hitting this thing. There we go. Had some stuff in my vise over there getting in the way. Story of my life, you know. This thing needs a lot of clearance. It's like a wide load. Should have a backup alarm with it. Oh, real quick. Here it is. So this is the 400. You should be able to see the sparkle of the diamonds. Let me see here. Turn the sun back on. You may not be able to because the camera may not pick it up, but it does have a great deal more diamonds. I really like that size too. That's so stupid, I know, maybe to some people, because a lot of people like these bigger size stones. But sharpening a chef knife on one of those, well, this guy's huge, but when you look at the size, I mean, it's not bad. And being resin bonded, again, you know, they're normally smaller than this. Being a resin bonded diamond, that thing's gonna last quite some time. I like it, I enjoy it. It cuts really fast. Of course, it's a 400 it better. If it doesn't, it's going back. We're almost at 1,000 subs too, guys. Be sure to tell your friends, neighbors, and children. I'm kidding, of course. But I'm pretty well decided that I'm going to give away a Nakamura Hamono for the 1,000 sub giveaway. That thing is pretty. I've been talking to them, and they may go ahead and offer it up as a gift, you know, just to kind of get their name out there a little bit more. And not that they really need it, but more exposure never hurts, right? They're super nice people, and I really appreciate them. I guess the dad or whatever, grandfather, dad, whatever. He's like 78 and he's still out there kicking. Man, I don't even think at 78 that I would be like upright, let alone swinging a hammer. It's a difference though between us and them sometimes. I Probably sounded worse than I meant for it to sound, but yeah, we're just Americans we don't take good care of ourselves. Myself included. But I'm still on my diet, and that's working out pretty good so far. I do like a good cheeseburger though, you know? That's more my downfall than anything, is like good food. I love to grill, I love to smoke, like, you know, brisket and butts and stuff like that. It's not that I can't have them, I just, moderation. Which that's fine, I need moderation anyway. Oops, I probably dulled everything. All right, I do believe we're Gucci, baby. All right, we're gonna deburr this bad mama jamma. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna list a couple knives and some stones that I don't need, I think. I say don't need and it makes me cringe inside because I want to keep them all, but if I'm honest, I don't need 78 or 84 or whatever it was the other day when I counted them. I think it was actually 84. I think 78 is what it used to be. Anyway, point is, I don't need that many. And if you guys could benefit from it and have something maybe you wanted, or you know, we just want to support the channel, I don't know, get a good price, whatever it is, I'm in support of that. I think the first thing I'm going to list is this beautiful FSK. I'm kidding, Matt, I'm kidding. That poor guy, he would have a heart attack probably. It's been a long week, and weekend has been short, guys, so bear with me. I'm a little loopy. Okay, let's see if we are indeed basically deburred. Feels decently sharp. I am going to run it on the strop real quick. Let me go ahead and wipe this off just a little more. All right. This is my Hutsuls Buffalo Leather. Ooh, that felt really grippy. I may have quite a burr left, or may used to have. It's probably gone now. Something else that's crazy is the place I work at. We're in, what do you call it? Fear of it having to close down, which would really suck to be out of a job. I would love for YouTube to be a career option, but that's of course not possible. Not yet. Maybe one day, right? But that puts a lot of pressure, so this weekend's kind of been filled with hustling, getting some things in order. My wife's job's in jeopardy too. She works for the government. She's a veteran services coordinator. Just a couple more. This is 1 micron Richmond diamond spray. Wipe the old knife off. Now let's see if I'm going to embarrass myself here and not have anything sharpened, or if she's going to cut. Here we go. That was dull. We just used our medium grit to bring her back to life. And there she is. Oh man. Whew. Is it gonna poosh? Kinda. Oop, that ripped. Yeah, she pooshed. There you go, guys. Yeah. So, back to what I was saying. A badly damaged or a terribly dull knife that has been neglected, low grit, 300, 500 grit. a knife that just kind of needs tuned back up, that's been used a little bit. Maybe it's last sharpening, if you're a continual user, right, that uses them daily. Last sharpening was several weeks ago, but you mostly keep it sharp. The medium to, that range, the 1,000, 800, 1,000, even the 500, 500, 600, up to 2,000. The Green Brick of Joy is great at bringing back a knife kind of like that. It does do a slower job than what we just did with the Arashiyama. It's 2,000 grit-ish, or depending on the mud, depending on the water and stuff, all the technical details. But anyway, those ranges. And then, of course, for polishing, edge refinement, polishing, bevel, like single bevel knives, polishing the bevels, etc., etc. That's where your higher grits come in. They're not necessary. So if you're watching this and you're a first timer and you're like, man, I need to get a 5,000, 6,000, 8,000, 10,000, 12,000 grit stone, you don't. It's not necessary. What I just did there is with a 1,000 grit. What I cut before with the paper was a 300 grit. It's absolutely possible to get hair popping and razor sharp results with lower grit stones. So don't stress yourself and think that you need to go out and spend a ton of money to get like a billion different grit progressions, because you don't. I would recommend in your arsenal, you get a 300 grit stone, somewhere in the middle range. I would say a 1,000, but somewhere between probably a 600 to 1,000, right in there. And then probably up to a 3,000, right? So a 2,000, 3,000, whatever. That's my recommendation as a beginner. You don't even have to do the 2,000, 3,000. So take it what it's worth. I would get a strop, honestly, over a higher grit stone to start with. So you can get a leather strop on Amazon for $14 from Sharpall. So take it what it's worth. And I appreciate y'all tuning in. Remember to enter that giveaway. That's by subscribing to this channel and for making a comment down below. It could be whatever you want it to be. And any video within the last 2 weeks gets you an entry. Visit Altways LLC on Amazon. They are the providers of these stones for the giveaway. We owe it to them. They're very, very generous and kind people. So yeah, just give them a look. They may have something you want. They sell other stones as well, not just ALTSTONE. So check them out, and I appreciate you guys. Check out the Etsy store. Like I said, it supports the channel. It supports new stones and things that I'm going to give away as well. So appreciate you all. See you on Wednesday, which is drawing day. Peace and love.